Okay, we have a new element that's been added to the polyglot medicine, which helps resolve the important problem of homonyms. Homonyms are where one particular word, like ibaozen, refers to multiple different species and and different entries, entirely different drugs within the Chinese pharmacopoeia. So, if you search for ibaozen in the search box, it will come out here. You can see it will say repeated names or homonyms, and I'll tell you about repeated names in another video. But right now we're just going to click on homonyms. I'm going to come down here, and as you can see, um, this tag here states ibaozen, that's homonyms. When we click and when we open up this, and you can see here in the kind of info box, we have ibaozen homonyms. It's even got a special code, HDN004. Now, if you zoom out from here, you can see one that I've opened earlier, and you can see that there are a number of different ibaozen that are, let me open up to the full screen here. You can see that here we have our ibaozen, our homonyms, and then in this box, we have all the other ibaozen that appear in the Chinese historical record. Um, so this one, for example, is an alternate name for this drug, Cao, and that is listed in the dictionary as Biden's Binapanata. We can ask which dictionary it is by clicking on the hyperlink, and we can see it's the 全国中国 草药汇编. So that's for this particular version. And then you can see another one of ibaozen, and that corresponds to the species um, alternata sessilis. This here, in this case, ibaozen is an alternate name for this term, jiejiehua, which was first named as jiejiehua in the Shangcaiyao Xin Yao Lue, Xin Lue Yao, sorry, which is a Beiyao, which is a Qing Dynasty text, the late Qing Dynasty text. However, this name for ibaozen only appears for that drug in a later text in 1959. As a corresponding alternate name to this species, Alternata sessilis. Now, what you can also see is that this Alternata sessilis is actually used in the South Asian drug traditions, and it appears in a host of other languages, Hindi, Marathi, Sanskrit, Tibetan, etc., etc. Okay, but let's go on to look at the other homonyms. So this ibaozen corresponds to Biden's pilosa, and this name first appeared in the 植物名师图考, right, which is also a Qing Dynasty text. If we look over here, we can see ibaozen, it corresponds to Biden's tripartita, and this is a recent text. It's a Shanghai 常用药 草药典, and this is for 1970. This attribution type Pyrosia calvata for ibaozen dates. We don't have a date for that particular name for the appearance of ibaozen, but it's listed in the Sichuan 常用药 略, which is 1971, another text. Sorry, 常用草药. Then this one, Lepisaurus fortuni, is an alternate name for 大叶古白草, so which we don't have a date for that text. And then we have another species which appears in two different entries in our dictionary sets. And this is Biden's parviflora. And you can see these two different entries of ibaozen, which appear as alternate names to these two different main drugs. This is 细叶 侧金草, and we have the 小桂钗. Okay. Now, this ibaozen is attested in the 中药志, which is a 1959. It's a 20th century text, and this is for Homoloma oculata. Homolomena oculata. Another instance of ibaozen is Leptoculus digitatus, and then yet another we have as Bidens frondosa, and here we have another version which is Microsorum stiri as an alternate for this term Jipu. And finally, we have this one's Bidens biternata, which is an alternate name for this drug, and that this alternate name first appears in the 常用中草药手册, um, which is a modern text, right, from the 1970s. So here you have the overall picture of a term which can refer to multiple species. It's a very late entry into the tradition. Generally, the earliest entries we're seeing in the Qing dynasty. But you can see its correspondence to a whole host of different species, and this is how we are resolving kind of polynomia within the polyglot Asian medicine synonymy. Thanks for watching.